today we are going to talk about the 3 tools that you need when transitioning your in-person coaching business to an online coaching business. My name is Krista Kathleen. I'm a life coach, a business mentor, hypnotherapist, author, speaker, world traveler, and co-founder of Fearless Public Speaking. Whew, that's a mouthful. And today we are going to talk about my journey with transitioning my in-person coaching business that I started back in 2015 to an online coaching business, because just to give you a little bit of a background, I was going through a divorce, and I also really wanted to go see the world and travel around the world. And I didn't want to let location stop me. And so luckily I was working with a life coach at the time who helped me to get my initial side hustle set up. So I was a labor and delivery nurse, and I wasn't feeling fulfilled with that career. And I really wanted to do something else. So I decided to I built a little yoga studio in my home, and I was working with pregnant women, not as a labor and delivery nurse, but as a pregnancy coach and a prenatal yoga instructor, which is what I was trained in. And so I had to basically transition everything I was doing in person to online. And that was really overwhelming and scary for me. I was asking myself a lot of different questions, like, are people going to be willing to pay me the same prices or more for an online service? And, will they find an online service valuable when I've been working with them in person? And I didn't know which platforms to use to accept payments. I was using the little Square card reader at the time. I didn't know which platform to use to host video calls. I didn't know how to sign contracts. Like, there was just a lot of unknowns. I was definitely not a techie person at all. I mean, between being a nurse and a yoga instructor, and I knew really nothing about the online world. So when my life coach, asked me if she could help me to set this online so I could travel everywhere, I was like, I don't think this is going to work. I was really stuck in my head and my stories that it wasn't going to work, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it anyways. And here I am 5 years later, completely running. I actually prefer to run my business online versus in person. And it's perfect timing with the coronavirus outbreak. Everyone's stuck at home and is asking themselves this question of, how can I transition my business to online? Because that's the way we're going anyway. So I feel grateful that I have 5 years of experience, and now I get to help women do the same thing, either start a new business from scratch online or to transition their in-person business to online. Let's talk about the 3 top tools that you need when transitioning your in-person business to an online business. So the first one is you're going to need to be able to accept payments online. And the top platforms that I recommend for that are Stripe, PayPal, Square, or Venmo. The 2 that I use the most are Stripe and PayPal. And so just so you know, all these platforms are free, but they will take a percentage out. So every time you run a transaction, they will take a small percentage out, and that's how these companies get paid. So it's free to sign up for any of these. And there is a way around that with PayPal and with Venmo. With Venmo, they won't take any percentage out. And then also with PayPal, if you do it for friends and family, they also will not take a percentage out as well. So there's kind of a way around those transaction fees. But I would recommend, you can't go wrong with any of those 4. But the ones that usually, if you're going to be sending like electronic contracts, and we'll talk about that for the next tool, they're either going to ask for Stripe or PayPal. Those are the 2 platforms that really do connect the most with most of these online platforms. So the next online tool that I really recommend using is 17 Hats. My first life coach introduced me to this because I get overwhelmed really easily, and I don't want to have a million different things everywhere. I like to keep everything nice and neat and in one place. And so she used 17 hats. She recommended 17 hats to me. I still use it 5 years later. I recommend it to all my personal coaching clients as well. I will give you a link in the description section below, and you can use my affiliate link and you can get a discount if you decide that you do want to end up using this platform. But the reason I love this platform so much is you can literally do everything on it, and at a really reasonable price too. You can create initial questionnaires, you can create contracts, you can do online scheduling, you can do bookkeeping, track of your client information, like you can do everything. So it's like, why would you not have a platform where you can't do everything? And it's, if you don't use my referral link, it's $45 a month. You do get a little bit of a discount with my referral link. So that's a really great price to get all those different options in one platform and saving yourself the sanity. So I totally recommend using 17 hats. The next one is Zoom. So that's actually what I'm using right now. And I've used a couple different video platforms over the years, and I love Zoom the best. It's easy to use, and it's been the most reliable for me, and most people are very familiar with it as well. And for Zoom, you can get it for free, but the only thing is that you can do unlimited one-to-one calls with it. But if you want to do like a group coaching program or an online workshop, and you're going to have more people on it, then you have to do the paid plan, and that's $15 a month. You can do up to 40 minutes for free with a group, but usually you're going to go past that for a workshop or a group program call anyway. So, and again, $15 a month isn't bad. I know a lot of times new coaches and new entrepreneurs want to keep their costs down. And I mean, really, if you think about it, you're not starting a brick and mortar business. So really the costs are going to be fairly low at the end of the day. And you are going to have to invest a little bit to get your business set up properly. And so, $45 a month for 17 hats, $15 for Zoom, like it's really not a lot of expenses at the end of the day. And it's very affordable to get an online coaching business started. There's a couple of other tools too that I would recommend, to run your business. But the three that I listed, I think are the absolutely most necessary to get started the fastest. I'm sure with everything going on right now, you want something like where you can quickly still continue to serve your clients and get transitioned online. Those would be the ones that I would recommend. So to accept payments, Stripe, PayPal, Square, Venmo, to do, your questionnaires, your contracts, your bookkeeping, online scheduling, and client information, 17 hats, and then using Zoom to host your video coaching sessions. So I hope that was helpful for you. And, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them below. But I'm always happy to share about how I run my business and the behind the scenes. And just so you know, it doesn't have to be overwhelming or hard or scary if starting online new for the first time or transitioning from in-person to online. It's with anything, it takes a little bit of time, but then you'll be doing it with a breeze and you'll be wondering why you ever were worried about it in the first place. So I promise it'll all work out. I wish you the best of luck during these interesting times of transitioning more to working from home and online, and hopefully you found this useful today.